Hey guys, Clumsy here. Welcome back to the stream. Wow, feels so long, huh? Last week no stream was at all. Goodness. How's everybody doing? Thank you for joining. Recovery still in progress. Voice not yet 100%. But getting there. Games lag issues because of heavy graphics. That's surprising that games can still put a dent on your monster for PC. Must be that unoptimized, or that must have been some heavy graphics indeed. Hey Alex. Hey Da. Thanks for joining, guys. Hey Arianes. Yes, finally. Finally got a chance to fly again. Oh, look at that. It's actually, you don't see it yet. But there's a Singapore Airlines 747 headed our way. Sorry to hear that. Hopefully we can all relax a bit in this stream. That's the goal at least. Even though it is kind of a rainy day here in Manila right now. We are currently in NAIA International Airport in Manila. We'll make our way to Davao and maybe share some stories along the way. A couple of new updates as well since the last time we streamed X-Plane. A new version of X-Plane is out, 11.35, with a couple of new handy features. Nothing that significant in our case, but in some aspects it's a real game changer. I'm not sure if you'll be able to feel that so much though. The particles here, I'm not sure if that's new or not, but I like it. And on top of that, oh my goodness, my voice. On top of that, we are checking out the new update as well for Airbus A319 by Thales. Now in version 1.3.3, it comes with a lot of additional sounds and immersion aspects. Hey Jay, thanks man. 19 months. Wow. Time flies. Appreciate that. Manchester Airport. Not in the list at the moment because I cannot relate to it. Almost 17,000. Oh, wow. We're almost there. Nice. Thank you for the update. He bought one as well. A spider bite. Oh, goodness. Exotic spider. Was it poisonous? Are you doing okay? Pilot to ATC. Yeah. It's more than worth it. So amazing. Perfect for flying anywhere and perfect for introverts like me. Twitch is wrong. What should it be? What should it be? 2 game captures running at the same time. And 2.5k capture. Yeah. So you're the culprit. Poisonous. Goodness. Well, hope you're doing better now. Wow, that's intense. Alright, so what do I have? I think I was able to load it already. Let me see if I still remember my keys here. There we go. The chart should be updated. That's the one, NAIA to Davao. What's the name of the airport there? Francisco Bangoy or something like that. I've never been in Davao, but I do want to go. And then I'll share later in a bit why I wanted this flight in particular. But yeah, let's go through the motions first while you guys keep me updated. What's been happening on your end? What have you been up to? Trucking, hunting. I've been out for quite some time because of my sickness and because of heavy workload. I think they are somehow related. Still pretty heavy work at work. It is pretty frustrating, but yeah, it's part of the job. Sometimes it happens. So how's it doing with you guys? Wasn't feeling good that last week. The weather. I heard it's been pretty hot recently. Man, yeah. You've been through a lot. Hang in there, man. Hope we can help out a little. Hey, Jack. Yarr. Oh, look at that. Jetstar. This is nice. Yeah, the last 3 or 4 flights we've had have all been Jetstar. It's a budget airline that is based in Singapore. Travels to Manila, to Bali, and other nearby destinations. That's exactly how it looks like. We flew on an A320 the last time we flew, which was a couple of weeks ago. That's where I got this flew. Flew in more ways than one. Dang it. Yeah. Jack has no eyelids. Whoa. What happened there? Right. Exterior power is connected. Now, as I mentioned, there are a couple of interesting updates for the plane. And it's a very nice add-on. You can actually hear that from the sound as soon as we turn on the batteries here. Just the subtle... maybe let's turn that off. The music. Just the subtle switches and the things happening in the background are really very immersive. Even with the packs. Should start in a bit. Yeah, that's new as well. Much better sounds now. I like it. Let's go and test the lights here. Yeah, everything seems to be intact, working. Let's just dial up the brightness for the dials. Let me catch up with chat in a bit, okay? National Center for Toxinology. 3 doctors took a look in less than an hour. Wow. Was that exotic, huh? Goodness, they probably were as nervous as you were. Going horse riding next week na. Nice. That should hopefully help you out a bit. Quite success in your health system. 3 hours in ER nurse visit. Oh yeah, they must have been pretty excited then, huh? Right, let's go and start the ADRs. Turn that off. One, two, and 3. They will not amputate. That's a good thing to hear. Still have half a glass left. Of what? Is that mead we're talking about here? Jack sipping mead, there you go. Realistic wheel configurations for Trustmaster T150. Hey, Tuesdays. Not really. I'm not sure what wheel Jack uses. I'm sure Jack uses a Trustmaster, but maybe a different steering wheel. I'm using G27. Doctor's not nervous, they were excited. Like an exciting case that they have, I can imagine. Strobe lights set to auto. Nav and logo lights. Seatbelt signs. No smoking. Emergency exit. Fuel pumps. Thank you for following. Welcome to the channel. Feel free to say hi so we can give you a proper welcome. And then let's do the fire test thingy. Because I do have random faults enabled now in the settings. And I've had a couple of faults. We've had a couple of faults during our flights, so we never know what we get. So it's best if we test all of the systems. And then now we can turn on the radio panels. There you go. Actually, that should work as well. Strobe lights, rave stuff. Me neither, but yeah, sounds apt. Thanks for the link, Alex. Hope that helps you out Tuesday. TMX. Iris align in more than 7 minutes. Okay, so we have time. So what we can do in the meantime is to move the flight plan or file the flight plan by copying the route from SimBrief and pasting it here. We just need to remove the runway and that should work. I hope. Hey Basber, thanks for the follow, man. Appreciate it. Welcome to the channel. How are you doing? How big is the file size of the VODs? It depends on the game. In Truck Sim, it's around 30 to 40 gigs for 3 hours, I think. Okay, one sec. We still need this because I need to get the ground speed and flight level. Ground speed is 453 in cruise, and flight level 370. Sorry, did I miss someone? Hey Nick, glad you could make it, man. Thanks. Yeah. You mean the silent trucking or the one with commentary? Which one are you more a fan of? It's a bit of a 50-50 split there with the people. So I try to keep it an even split in terms of releasing the videos. Alright, let's see. Runway 24, runway 23. Let's validate that. Then let's file it. Now what I'll need to change as well, I need to change some settings in the pilot to ATC here. Okay, I think it gave me the same, almost the same SIDS and stars. Okay, let's check that out in a bit. But what I have not set up is this one. The units type should be metric feet, I believe, here in Manila. Okay, that should be good. And let's tune into where is it? Clearance delivery, so we get a bit of chatter in the background. 125.1. That's the one. And then just sit back, relax while I plot this flight plan. Which name, Jay? Tuesday's name? I don't even get it.
Philippines 431, Narita David. Philippines 431, go ahead.
There's the chatter. Romeo Papa Lima Lima, Romeo Papa Mike Delta. Alternate would be, where do you see that? Next page maybe? That one. Romeo Papa Mike Romeo. Clumsy 168 as always. Cost index will be a very low 6. That means we'll be flying very economically. The higher that is, the more fuel burn. Negative 56, will it be? I think we can double check that. Top of climb would be negative 44. Not sure if that's where you get it from, but okay, let's do that. There you go. You prefer the commentary vids? Ah, I see. Thanks. That's great to hear. And hopefully there will be more of that as my voice starts to recover bit by bit. Just adjust the latitude and longitude here. That looks good. Align. Good. That name. Good that I don't get it. Yes. It's too long for me to read in its entirety, so I just skip it. And just focus on the word that I can understand. There you go. Yeah. Set lat long. That's for a very high-tech plane. That's the very manual process that I see. Like even the 737 has that, like a copy paste from the GPS. Here you plug it in manually. Why is that? For a very everything else automated and very high-tech plane, that part seems very manual. Is that by intention? Flight plan, runway 24, I believe. Runway 24, departing via the IPA to Bravo, departure, no transition, insert. That should end us up in Ipata. There you go. And from there, let's open the route here. We join the Bravo 462 airway to Masba. Then the Whiskey 9 Alpha to Bravo November. Then Whiskey 9 to Rimar. And from there, we set the arrival in Davao to be runway 23, ILS 23, Rima to Papa. Is that right? Okay, Rima to Papa. It's a bit different. Mar 1 is what it says in SimBrief, but the pilot to ATC is preferring Rima to Papa, so let's follow that one instead. Via, no via. No transition. Good. No discontinuity. Looks good. And then let's set up the alternate flight plan, which is here. Airbus pilot must do something for his payment. They had to decide on to do something manual. Yeah, otherwise it might be hard to justify paying a pilot that much. Makes sense. Runway 23. Let me see. So this one is saying Meg 1 Bravo departure. So this is the alternate flight plan. I don't even know how to activate that. Arianos, can you shed some light on that? So I know how to set it up here, but when things if things start breaking and we have to activate the alternate flight plan, I would have no clue how to do it. Do I just go direct to or something? From Megom, join the Romeo 342 airway to Kabay. and from there direct to runway 17 in Romeo Papa Mike Romeo. ILS 17, no star, no via. Insert. Good, there's a discontinuity, but I'm guessing, well, if it says direct, then we should just clear that discontinuity. There you go. And then we can double check that here. Let's start from the beginning. So that's going to be our flight plan. Runway 24, climb to 575, intercept to Kahamba, Kaban, Ipata, Masba, and so on and so forth. And then, yeah, it's going to be pretty straightforward. That's the arrival. That's actually Davao already. Nice. And then the missed approach would be climb 4000 Davao, hold right, and then rinse and repeat as necessary. I hope we won't need to do that. And then the alternate flight plan is from Davao to climb to 600, intercept to Ordep, Megom, Kapay, so on and so forth, and that's the alternate airport. Okie dokes. Alright, that looks promising. Good. We do actually something more than turn on AP after departure and turn off AP after auto land and auto taxi to the Also, that's a new ambient sound now, Jack. On top of the traffic sounds, you also hear the chewing sounds now from Alex. That's an upgrade. Okay, what's next? Init B. Yes, Init B. Init B, and I have not set that yet, so let's do that. Let's double check. In terms of the weights, we have 142 people and 2 tons of cargo. Can we even handle that much? Let's see. So if you go to aircraft config, number of packs, yeah, we can handle that. 142, and then cargo would be around 2 tons. We could probably load that up mostly here. Maybe 200 kilos over here. And the zero fuel weight would be 57,023. Okay, let's reduce that a bit here. Yeah, that's good enough. Alright, so zero fuel weight, center of gravity would be 31.2. And I think that's the ideal, right? Around 30 to 35 degrees percent. Let's apply that. Block fuel is 6484, and what you guys told me is to round that up to the nearest hundred, so 65, and then add one more, so 66 is what we're going with. Okay, and we plug that into the MACD. 31.2 CG, zero fuel weight 57.0. 30.5 is sweet point for zero fuel weight CG and for Autoland. How often do you use Autoland? Is that something that pilots normally do, or only for bad weather? Because I remember for 737 they usually land manual, except with category 3 ILS or something like that. You get cars, trucks, motorbikes, and crunching. Alex's sound fixes. Beautiful. Trip time would be 3 hours. Really? Wow. Didn't expect that to take that long. Am I reading this right? Well, we'll double check later. Okay. Flaps here, and I heard something that when it's raining, you shouldn't use flex temp, but I'm not sure if the TOLIS is detecting the weather here. It might not be, but anyway, I think we can still work with flex temp. Not ideal, but shouldn't be that bad. Okay, let's go to perf. And 152 V1 and VR and 155 V2. CG would be 32.1 and trim would be down 0.5. Actually, why did I put that? Should be 1. 1 down 0.5. That's a bit confusing to me. You can't just copy that. You have to put a different one here. I have to activate my brain a bit. Natural Lux difficult to install. Yes, it's very complicated, but it's worth it. So if you can do it step by step, you'll eventually get there. A really bad weather and sometimes just for check the system works over the spider webs and rats on their floor. Ah, I see. Yeah, so it's mostly the same with the 737. Okay, let's do that. And we are good to go there. Okay. With that, we are now ready to get our clearance. Let me go and see. After this guy speaks, maybe. Airbus 330. Going to Hong Kong. Let's go and actually charts, open that. By the way, Jack, do you still play House Flipper? As you guys might have heard from my recent trucking videos, I started getting very interested in real estate, and that's as close as I can get so far in terms of games and simulators. So I'm pretty interested to get into it. IPA 2 Bravo. IPA 2 Bravo. No. Yes. Departure, not arrival. There, IPATA 2 Bravo. There we go. That's our departure. Let's also open the runway, the airport. Okay. And plan the pushback in a bit. Clumsy 168 ready to copy IFR clearance.
Clumsy 168 is cleared to Romeo Papa Mike Delta, climb via the IPA-2B departure, with the IPA-TA transition, then as filed. Expect departure runway 24. Climb to flight level 180 via the departure. Expect higher clearances 10 minutes after departure. Departure on 119.9er squawk 5266.
I'm going to let my co-pilot say this.
Clumsy
This is very hard to nail
Romeo Papa Mike Delta climb via the
for them to
IPA-2B
recognize.
departure with the IPATA transition, then as filed climb to flight level 180 via the departure. Expect higher clearances 10 minutes after departure. Departure on 119.9er squawk 5266.
Clumsy 168 read back correct. QNH is 1002, contact ground on 121.35. When ready for pushback, enjoy your morning.
QNH is 1002, ground on 121.35. Clumsy 168, good morning.
Clumsy 168 frequency is 121.35.
121.35, Clumsy 168. Switch to ground. Still, 30.0% is best for pilot landings and cruise efficiency. Thanks. I'll try, but you would be in the video for installing. I remember in the Discord server, I think it was Ult who made a video of how to do that. But yeah, and I don't think I can help much with the video. You'll really just have to do it step by step. And if there's a step that you are confused with, feel free to ask us, and we'll try to help you out. But yeah, Kirill pretty much laid out all the steps you need to do. You need to face that way. I think that's where we'll be headed. So we have the clearance altimeter has been set. Initial altitude, clearance, we are good. Okay. I think they are good there. We can start the APU master. So the update with this plane said that some aspects changed in the APU, I think. I'm not really sure, I'm not that savvy to notice it. But I do notice the very subtle sound improvements. Flap open, there we go. We can start the APU. That one, that sound, that subtle sound right there is new, I'm sure. Okay, better push back, let's plan that. Now initially I was planning this way, but I think we should plan for something like a U-turn. No, this way would be good. That works for me.
Ground to cockpit. Fine acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you are ready. Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
EGT stabilizing. There we go. APU is available. Let's double check. Alright. And let's turn off external power. Turn on APU bleed. Hear the packs start. There you go. And we can remove the external power. Nice. Now let's wait for the tug. There you go. Good luck, Nick. Thinking about playing it again. I might just buy it. If I have time, I might stream it tomorrow. We'll see.
Ready to connect.
By the way, guys, there will be no stream on Friday. It's a holiday here, and I need as much downtime as I can get. Both in terms of recovery of the voice and mental rest, I would say. It's been really stressful at work recently, and I don't like it at all. I hate it. But yeah, sometimes at work there are those periods where everything just starts stacking up.
So connected and bypassed and inserted. Release parking brake.
Looking good. Alright.
Starting pushback. And you may start engines.
Beacons on. Whoa, what's happening? Why are you reversing me that way? The tug guy is having a bit of fun. Start the ignition. Let's go and start engine 2. You can see the ignition start there. B. Flip open. And hear the very subtle purr of the engine as it spools up. Tequila downtime, exactly. Swift tug service, yeah, that's the one. The tug guy must have had a bit of tequila as well. That's the slow wiper. That's the fast one. Doesn't seem too slow to me, but fine. N1 climbing. N2 at 54%. There we go. Hear the switch. That should be the transition. Yeah, Gen 2. Good. Start engine 1 now. And when we start engine 1, we would start to hear that like pumping sound. I think that's the hydraulics being provided by the well, don't ask me about the details, but I'll just show you. That one. So that's the transfer. Well, the green hydraulic system isn't fully enabled yet, but now it's good.
Good morning, ground, taxi back Kilo, Charlie, hold short Sierra 4.
Non-synced wipers triggering OCD. Yeah, I hate it. I wish there was just a single setting for both. Or is it something like, you know, in those movies where you trigger the arm, where you have to be at the same time as the co-pilot? 3, 2, arm. But just for wipers.
Good morning, ground, taxi back Kilo, Charlie, hold short Sierra 4.
How much is House Flipper in Singapore dollars? I think around 15 SGD. I have, or was that DLC?
Operation complete.
It was not too
Good parking
expensive,
brake.
but there is no sale right now, so I'm a bit hesitant to buy it full price, but we'll see,
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
depending if I crave for it that much. With ING on your taxi, on your taxi better in rainy weather. Maintenance crew will not like you. Ignition. Why? What does it do? All right, let's switch that to normal. Let's be nice to the maintenance crew. And we can actually turn off APU bleed already, because both bleeds should be working. Yeah, there you go. Electricity is good as well. Should be able to turn off APU master. Arm the spoilers. Flaps 1.
Disconnected. A bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the right.
This one is also
Time and
different
have a
now.
safe flight.
There's just a subtle blue dot there to show where the flaps are and slats are headed. Very subtle changes, but I'm sure for real life pilots they would very much appreciate that. Looking good. Trim should be down 0.5, okay. So halfway there. Living on a prayer. Oops, shows my age. No, okay, looking good. Okie dokie. Let's request taxi. I'm expecting air traffic control will give us Charlie 4, Charlie 3, Charlie 2, Charlie 1, Hotel 1 to runway 24. And then we'll need to hold here to cross runway 31. Sing it! Oh. no, not good for the voice. That's my excuse. Ground Clumsy 168, ready to taxi.
Clumsy 168 taxi to runway 24 via taxiways Romeo 1, Charlie 4, Charlie 3, Charlie 2, Charlie 1, Hotel 1, hold short runway 13.
It's a bit confused, but more or less it's the same. Taxi to runway 24 via taxiways Romeo 1, Charlie 4, Charlie 3, Charlie 2, Charlie 1, Hotel 1, hold short runway 13, Clumsy 168. Okay. Release the parking brake. Check the brakes. Taxi lights on. Alright, let's go. I think the elapsed time counter, and they also start. Climb and nav on the FMA. Okay, that looks good. Auto brake to max. Oh, this one is new as well. That was one of my pet peeves with this plane. When you arm the cabin, or when you warn the cabin, for this one, the cabin check, the call, there's a sound now finally. Before it seemed like the button wasn't working at all. A very minor thing, but really appreciate it. There we go. So this is just straight through, but we have to stop before runway 31. What's happening there? Pixelated rain hype. Funky rain effects. And takeoff config. I'm guessing this takeoff config is tested. When you press that, it would warn you if you're missing any config. Just like with the 737, when you throttle up and you hear the horn if you have something missing in terms of takeoff config. I'm guessing it's the same principle, just a different implementation. should clear us to cross soon. If not, we'll have to slow down.
Clumsy
There
168
we go.
cleared to cross runway 31.
Cleared to cross runway 31, Clumsy 168. Alright, let's proceed. No, Airbus don't care. The Singapore Madonna. So, the main reason why I wanted to fly to Davao today, and why I fly in the Philippines, is related to the things that I've been saying in the video, in the trucking videos. So I'm starting to get very hopeful again with the Philippines. Growth is booming, and things are progressing quite well. And the group that me and Mrs. Clumsy are a part of are actually going to Davao during this long weekend. They'll be scouting for some business deals, but we joined the group a bit too late and we were not able to book flights. So this is the least I could do. Fly there virtually. Be there in spirit. Be there in bites. In bits. But yeah, very hopeful for it. That is... Let's try to turn it off. Maybe that will disappear eventually. There you go. On Friday, you will subscribe to my Patreon. Hey, that's amazing, Nick. Thank you. Appreciate that. Make sure to also join the Discord server in case you haven't yet. Some of the Patreon benefits are also there. Means a lot, man. Thank you. Takeoff config button checks sensors in see if everything works behind the cockpit. Ah, okay. That's nice. Alright, so everything is normal, looks like. There's a bit of a slope here in the airport.
Clumsy
Not sure if you can see
168
it.
contact tower on 118.4. Have a great flight.
Tower on 118.4, Clumsy 168.
Orange Line 203, contact ground 134.95. 121.5. Tower RP 131.
Here we are, Hotel 1.
Tower good. Number 1 on Fox 1 Bravo for T1 departure. 719 by person holster 21. Hold shore runway 131.
Okay. Let's go and stop here. Tower Clumsy 168 ready for departure.
Clumsy 168 backtrack runway 24. Winds are light and variable cleared for takeoff. Runway 24.
Backtrack. Backtrack to runway 24, then cleared for takeoff. Runway 24, Clumsy 168.
Clumsy 168, you were garbled. Please
My-
say again.
Can't even recognize my husky voice. Backtrack to runway 24, then cleared for takeoff. Runway 24, Clumsy 168.
Clumsy 168, you were garbled. Please say again.
Cleared for takeoff. Runway 24, Clumsy 168.
Clumsy 168, you are cleared for takeoff on runway 24.
Cleared for takeoff. Runway 24, Clumsy 168. Ah, you win. Yeah. Triggers the OCD, these raindrops. Okie dokes. I think we are good. Weather radar, we have not turned on yet. And the lights.
Good morning.
Face working, flaps extended, thanks. And your air brakes are push to wing. Oi! What is that? Hey Nick, really appreciate that. Thank you, man. I don't see it in the pop-up, but I see... Wow, you donated 10 SGD. Thanks, man. Will help the house flipping thing. That's amazing, man. Thank you. I think I have to push down on the nose as well at this point. There we go. Airspeed's alive. We are in flex detent. Maintain center line. V1. Rotate. Rotate. There you go. Positive rate, gear up. Spoilers off. Keep that climb. But let's take a photo, of course, before we get blown off with the wind. GG, man. Thanks a lot, Nick. Really helps a lot. Can someone read the message for me? Did someone get it? I don't have that correctly set up at the moment. It's my bad. Oh, that looks good. Even with the not so good weather, that view is amazing. Piva Rain, that's the one. Yes, that's the one. We start autopilot here so I can focus on everything else. Flaps are still extended. At around 1,800 feet, we will switch from the flex to the climb detent. There we go, as that liver climb is popping up. And then the plane would start to speed up. Once we hit that S indicator, we can then retract our flaps and slats as so, like so. That is looking good. I think we should be able to turn off nose lights and runway turn off lights. We'll just keep the landing lights on until 10,000 feet. Did I not start chrono? Okay, let's start that now. My bad. And the TCAS as well. There you go.
Clumsy 168, you have traffic at 9 o'clock, 3 miles at 1,000 feet.
We're looking. Clumsy 168. Probably about to land. Wonky wipers. When do you turn off the wipers? I guess we should turn it off now. Keep up the good work. Thanks a lot, Nick. Appreciate that, man. Air brakes are push to wing, not flying around. That's good to hear. 250 knots and holding. Climb is stable. Looking pretty good so far. I'm liking it. Wiper Jack doesn't like it. So yes, thanks a lot, Nick. That will really help a lot with the house flipper. I think that decides that I can buy it now. And I also saw that there's another game that is being developed. I'm not sure if it's from the same company, but they advertised it. So if you go to Garden Flipper and then scroll down, I think there's an advertisement for it. I think it's called The Tenants or something like that. And that's exactly what I want. Because the one I'm getting into in real life is not about house flipping. It's more about buy and hold. Buy properties, lease it out, wait for it to appreciate, and get steady cash flow in, stuff like that. So that is exactly what I'm looking for. But the game is not yet out, so I'll have to wait for it. Thanks, Nick. Yes, me too. I'm super excited. Probably tomorrow we can do a stream. I'll keep you guys posted because I won't be able to stream on Friday, but at the very least I can stream one more time tomorrow. Turn off landing lights. Seatbelt signs can go off at 10,000 feet, and at 11,000 feet we should be able to switch to standard altimeter. Oh, that is beautiful. Beautiful clouds. Actually, we're a bit lucky today because it's been raining very hard in Manila, in most of the Philippines the past few days, and they've had like class cancellations because of the weather. But today doesn't seem so bad. I hope I don't jinx it. I hope in Davao it's not the same case. But I'll see. Let's go to progress here. Report. It says we'll be in Davao at 11 UTC. Right now it's 22, 23, so that's in around an hour from now. So it's not really 3 hours, right? Yeah, more than an hour from now. That shouldn't be too bad. Expecting icing message at ECAM in 50, 49. How does it work? When do you only turn on anti-ice when you get that message, or is it preventative as well, like in the 737? I don't think we'll get icing yet because the true air temperature is still 12 degrees, and I think that's new. The ISA indication. Before it was only the TAT and the SAT. In the 737, when you hit 10 degrees outside air temperature, that's when we turn on anti-ice when we're flying through moisture, clouds and whatnot. But I'm not sure if it's the same with the Airbus. Seatbelt sign is turned off with the first straight line longer than 5 miles over 10k. So not exactly at 10k, but straight line 5 miles out. Thanks. Yeah, that helps with the immersion. I'll remember that for next time. I've always wondered that when that happens. That makes things much clearer.
Climb and maintain flight level 270.
Climb and maintain flight level 270, Clumsy 168. Okay, we can zoom out here now. But yes, I've been reading a book about real estate investing. And this book is very, very comprehensive. And it highlights a lot of different strategies. And one of the strategies is about it's related to flipping houses in such a way that you buy a house that is not in its best shape, rehab it, and then instead of selling it, refinance it, and so on and so forth. But it's very similar to what House Flipper is about. Yeah, so I find that very relatable, and so I'm excited to try it out in sim. Something to help me visualize how the process works. Right, ISA. It's nice that they put that in the plane now, because that's a very common indicator, even in other planes. This never gets old. This view feels amazing. I answered that a while ago, Jay. I mentioned 30 to 40 gigs for 3 hours worth of trucking. With X-Plane, it's a bit smaller, but trucking tends to eat up a lot, and I'm not sure why. Maybe, I know, I noticed that when I have anti-aliasing on, the file size is smaller. Maybe each of the jagged edges are adding to the I don't know, the movement and the complexity of the video. I think I have a setting of CQP of 25, if I remember correctly, in OBS. How large is the 2.5K vids that you have been recording? No worries, man. You'll enjoy it. Making lovely bright green rooms with circus curtains. Oh my goodness. Yes, I'm looking forward to it. Tomorrow, let's do that. To heck with work. I need to relax. And I think house flipping is as good as it can get. Be aware that you start out with house flipper, fixing other people's homes until you get enough money to buy your own house. Ah, I see. That's okay. That's good training. Yeah. That's like mentorship, like working on other people's projects first to get the hang of it, like an how do you say, apprenticeship, and then once we're familiar enough, then we set out on our own. Yeah, 30 to 40 is pretty large for me already. You don't record at 2.5k. How do we take some nice photos of this? That looks so good. In Europe, we're mostly in the middle 40 to 60 turn. When you hit the 4 to 10k transition, these or some of these islands have transition in 4 to 5,000. Yeah, that's what I noticed in Europe. Very low transition altitudes. In Asia, at least in Manila, in Philippines, in Singapore, it's mostly 11,000. In the US, it's always 18,000, right? You have a plane right there. You don't see it because I have ATC to auto. Look at that one.
Climb and maintain flight level 370.
Climb and maintain flight level 370, Clumsy 168. Your gaming window is 2.5k, but you are recording at 1080p. Ah, I see. Does that increase file size? It shouldn't, right? So maybe you just have very good quality in your settings. By the way, I had a look at the prices here in graphics cards. Remember, I was thinking about like a 1080 Ti versus a 2070 Super. I'm not thinking that anymore. The 1080 Ti's are super expensive compared to the 2070 Supers, so probably not. They're following industry standard in that case. "40 seconds, wow, that's humongous." Usually you have like 3 to 4 seconds, right? Must be twitching out. "370 is our cruising altitude, so we should be good there." Actually, I remember I forgot to plug in any wind values, but since it's a very short flight, maybe it's not that critical. Well, we could correct it. We could do something on the descent at least. Let's go for flight plan. No. Should be this one here on this side. Wind data. Cruise wind, that's the one. 370. 6729 knots. There you go. And for the descent, would be 4136350. Just plug these in. to 718. Wow, the wind is like wild, crazy. Look at the directions. 41 degrees, then 143 degrees, then 227 degrees. All over the place. Usually what we see is like a uniform direction with just varying strength as we change in altitude. This one is very different. Alright, there you go. At least that one should be much more accurate. Look at that beauty. That looks so good, doesn't it? Wow. Plane spotting. Do we see that? Not really. Should I switch above?
Clumsy 168,
There we go,
you
we see
have
it.
traffic at 11 o'clock 4 miles at flight level 360.
Traffic in sight, Clumsy 168. 2 seconds now, there we go. That worked. Yeah, I think that's the disadvantage of Active Sky XP. I tried that one time and it just gave me 0. Doesn't work. That's good that it's automated though. What is that? Just one more thing to automate, right? So Arianis, how does the anti-ice work? When do you enable it normally? Do you wait for the ECAM notice or do you enable it preventative? Hey Ron, how are you, man? Welcome back, glad you could join. How have you been doing? What have you been up to? Anti-icing is preventative, also in Airbus. Okay, so it's the same concept. But the wing, I heard, is a different story for 737 at least. For the 737, they wait for visual indicators like the windshield getting ice before they turn that on. You missed the takeoff, you were farming. No worries. How is farming? Are you do you have seasons enabled? I had a look at seasons and it looks very interesting. Oh goodness. That guy seems to be pretty close. Let me have a look. Oh, he's climbing. Okay, good. Okay, that's good. +2-4 in climbing. Okay, so he's climbing much faster than we are. When you go higher, the air outside is way too cold. Yes, makes a lot of sense. They enable that mostly when going through clouds and when there's moisture outside. But yeah, the wing is a different story from what I've heard. The engine, for sure, they turn on preventative, but the wing, they wait for visual cues. So that should be the same in the Airbus. So I'm wondering if by the time the warning appears on the ECAM, is that too late already? Look at that guy. It's like just dancing. It's very nice. It's an Emirates, I think. Don't know what plane though.
Clumsy 168, you have traffic at 1 o'clock 4 miles at flight level
There he is.
370.
Traffic inside Clumsy 168. Gets compensated due to lower air temperature. Wing is not the window, but that's what I heard. That when they see icing here, then they start icing on the wing. I don't know, maybe they get icing more or less at the same time based on practical experience. Wing gets super hot because of the friction, but gets compensated due to lower air temperature. Yeah. Practically, it may work different as usually. Yeah, I'll have to remember where I heard that from, but I think it's from Flight Tech to Sim, who is a real life 737 captain. That's why I believe him. Theoretically, it's different, right? It's just like for truckers who are floating gears, but the mechanics telling you shouldn't do that. Let's have a look where we are. Pagsahan? Are we over there? Oh, I can't see it.
168, you have traffic at 2 o'clock 3 miles at flight level 365.
Traffic in sight, Clumsy 168. Exactamundo. Sounds like a Harry Potter spell. And now I'm imagining Jack semi-singing Wingardium Leviosa. There we are. Davao is right there. Yeah, I've never been to any part of Mindanao. Most I've been is in Luzon, north a bit, just a little, and some places in Visayas, but not too many. I have not been able to tour my own country. Yeah, maybe eventually. Hey Thor, how are you doing, man? What have you been up to? Thanks for joining. Don't think you've seen Clumsy take off yet. Were you away a while ago? Yeah, we did this fancy VTOL, just like the Blackbird and X-Men. Normally Airbus plane, anti-ice plane from APU start at departure gate through flight to APU turn off at destination gate. With extreme conditions, the standard setting is not sufficient and you need to incandesce your anti-ice to maximum. ECAM reports ice detected. You turn on the engage heat to maximum and de-ice. When ice disappears, ECAM reports no ice detected, and you turn off the manual de-icing, and plane returns to normal de-ice. Low, wow, that's a lot. Okay, so help me out. This anti-ice here, what is that? Because that's the only control I see related to de-icing. Well, that's anti-ice, that's not de-icing. So is there something different for de-ice? Let's have a look. Probably, huh? This might be easier. So that one is anti-ice, engine 1 and 2 and wing. And then how do you set that to maximum if ever in the de-icing? Maybe I'm missing some controls here. That's oxygen, hydraulics, window heat. Oh yeah, by the way, where's the window and probe heat? That one, yeah, it's auto. Everything is auto. And if nothing is lit up, that means it's working properly. Jack was drinking weed. Yeah, I think so. So will the ice with standard ice temperature set by your flight level? I missed that one. So anti-ice and de-ice are different things, that's what I understand. And the one that I'm seeing here is anti-ice. Overhead panel de-ice buttons are manual. Turn on the ice on maximum. Ah. Standard airplane de-ice automatically depending on your flight level temperature expected. Ah, so even that is automated. I see. So there's already a built-in automatic de-ice function, but when we get the ECAM warning, then we in addition have to enable these, and that would set the maximum setting for the ice. That's what I get. Have fun there. I'm not sure. I don't think they do. If you have a Steam code, why wouldn't you want to enable it yet? Message received. Thanks, man. Makes sense. So in practically that means when I am flying through, the only time I would enable these anti-ice functions is when the ECAM says so. Otherwise I won't. Let's put that to the test. But I don't think it will be such a big deal in the Philippines, but maybe much more when we get to other countries during winter or autumn. Thanks. Makes a lot of sense. Yeah, so that's more in line with what I was expecting, seeing the Airbus being automated and almost everything except the GPS alignment. Temperature above 20,000 feet doesn't matter where you are, it will always be cold. That's true. But you don't always have clouds outside. And when you start getting lower, temperature starts climbing faster. What is that 23 hours 13? Huh. Welcome back. If you fly through high altitude clouds, you can freeze easily even in Africa. Yeah, makes sense. Jack was never here before. Were you drinking, Jack? Did you finish up that shot glass, how you call it? Let's go ahead and explore the panel here. Okay, let's go and cycle through all these. Fuel used. Not too even, Steven, but nothing alarming. Bleed air. Both engines working fine. APU is off. I think this is the high pressure thingy. Not too technical about that. Cabin altitude, this is 7,500. We are cruising, so vertical speed is not working anymore. It's good. Electricity as it should be. Both generators working. Hydraulics all in the green. I heard that can actually lower a bit in reality. Just as long as it's not in the amber zone, that should be okay. Fuel is even, Steven. APU is turned off. Air conditioning 22 degrees everywhere. Doors are closed. Oxygen is 1200 psi. Wheel looks good. Not even in terms of temperature, but
Tower Kilo 001.
I think that's any issue. Flight control. And this one is saying which hydraulic system is responsible for which control, right? GB means green blue, this one is yellow blue, green blue yellow, and that's related to the hydraulic systems we have here, green blue and yellow. Nice. How heavy surviving Mars is? What do you mean heavy in terms of what, like hard drive
Clumsy
space?
168, you have traffic at 12 o'clock 4 miles at flight level 360.
Traffic inside Clumsy 168.
Traffic. Traffic. Traffic.
Yeah,
Traffic.
he's close.
Traffic. 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 Traffic.
These guys are too clingy. This one as well. Please leave me alone. We might have to turn off autopilot here. I think there is traffic. There might be a slight chance that there is.
Clumsy 168, you have traffic at 11 o'clock 3 miles at flight level 360.
Traffic. 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 Traffic.
Traffic inside Clumsy 168.
Traffic. 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 Traffic.
I don't think we need to do anything yet with that. We just have to prepare. When it starts getting the red warning, that's when we have to do something, either climb or descend based on what it tells us. Surviving Mars, I don't think was that heavy when I tried it, but it always depends on your specs. So maybe you can check with the minimum system requirements on the Steam page. The traffic lights are in the form of the air traffic controllers, who are not doing a very good job in this flight, because they seem to be intent on making us as close as possible to each other. That guy. Yeah. You might have to climb here. Is that a 747? Yeah, it is. Okay, looks like it's veering off, but still a bit too close for comfort. TCAS is traffic lights. There you go. Brace for impact. I hope not. Also in the Airbus, the autopilot.
You have traffic at 12 o'clock 4 miles at flight level 360.
You think? Traffic inside Clumsy 168. $185 miles before top of descent. Let me start preparing for the arrival. I think, what was it which I heard from V1? Do you guys brief the arrival like 250 miles away from top of descent? Runway 23. Arrival, we are taking the Rimar to Papa. Rimar to Papa with the ILS 23 approach, and let's also open the airport. So Rimar to Papa, that's the one, the Cherry. Yes, exactly. Until Glary, and from Glary we move over to Where? This one. Final approach fix would be Davao at 2,000 feet. Yeah, I think it's pretty much straightforward. So if you double check with the flight plan, that should be Glari then Davao. Glari, and then you have actually Charlie 123 and Foxtrot 123. Oh, I should maybe look better. Am I loading the same thing? That's Foxtrot 123. Ah, okay, that's the one. But where is Charlie 123? Yeah, that's Foxtrot 123. Charlie 123, maybe it's part of the arrival? Not really. Where did it get that from? Oh, yes, Charlie 123 is part of the arrival. Arm air to missiles. Air to air missiles. That might be a different sim. 479 .454 Rhino. Is that a new rifle? Hey, Roy Trucker, how are you doing, man? Thanks for joining. Glad you made it today. Tikas does not work with AP. That's why it screams traffic and many coffees are spilled at pilots. That's true. Did you back up your saves or can you even? Have you restored the things you lost already, Alex? Let's go and read this. Raymar to Papa. From Raymar, go to Cherry to Glari at or above 4,000. Yeah, that's straightforward. But the Charlie 123 is what I don't get. Maybe we can read that from here. That's the missed approach right there. Oh, this one is the missed approach. How about that one? I think this is yeah, if you have the initial approach fix of Davao and then you do the that looping thing, I forgot how we call it, and then you're facing runway 23 then. But I don't think that will be applicable for us. Okay, let's go to plan and see how it looks visually. That's Glari. That's Charlie 123, India 123, and then Davao. Okay, leave it there then. And that sign there, that D, is when we will be entering the approach phase, I believe. Oh, there's one more coming at us.
168, you have traffic at 1 o'clock 3 miles at flight level 360.
Traffic inside Clumsy 168.
Traffic.
In the Airbus, this red button here is not eject. It should be the autopilot disable, right? So when pilots are about to do manual landing, I think they hit this button twice. Once to disable the autopilot, the second time to disable the warning. Fire button. Oh, that's it. Yeah, that's the one. Almost back to where you were. Nice. Sure thing that. Good luck. I'm excited to check out House Flipper. Maybe if we have some extra time, we can do some fiddling with it. If we finish the stream earlier, we'll see. Welcome back, Heroic. Where did you go? So did everyone manage to finish the Goodyear event in time? That was very quick, huh? I did not expect it to be that quick, but it makes sense because it's a reward, a huge reward, a free DLC. So they shouldn't make it too long. I just remembered I have no coffee left. I had wrong estimates with my coffee. And the next delivery will be arriving still next week. Oh goodness. I supposedly had lots of coffee from like they were given to us as gifts. But when I tasted it, oh goodness, I think it was not fresh anymore. It really tasted pretty stale. So I don't think I will continue making them. It's pretty bad. Oh goodness, this is pretty bad. Where do you think you're going? Class is coming to FS90. What is class? Climb 200 feet up to reach the real flight level 370 and go away from traffic warnings. But I think they will just chase after me. These guys are relentless. They just stick with me. 2 more SAMs incoming. Evasive maneuvers. Is that part of an airline pilot's vocabulary? Evasive maneuvers? I think that's more for Star Trek. Will there be any hunting this week? Hey Barry, glad you made it. Probably not. Tomorrow I'm planning to play some House Flipper to check it out. But maybe next week we can go back to hunting. But Jack might be. I'm not sure, Jack. Are you planning on streaming Hunter soon? Airbus pilot without coffee is like Boeing pilot with coffee table and cockpit. What does that exactly mean? Let me try to read between the lines. Coffee table and cockpit, so it does not exist. Class makes tractors, combines, and other farm machines. Ah, I see. It's nice. Tomorrow night.
168, you have traffic at 10 o'clock 3 miles at flight level 360.
Traffic inside Clumsy 168. Goodness, I'm still at the tower. I'm still in Naiya Tower. They still haven't asked me to change frequencies. Isn't that insane? Yeah, sometimes Pilot ATC is a bit bugged in that way. Like, I have the departure frequency, but they haven't asked me to switch over yet. Yes, you will find that there. House Flipper with Garden Flipper? Probably just the base for now. I'm not so interested yet in Garden Flipper. I've never been a gardeny person, but I do want to focus first on the house itself. Also, I looked at the reviews of Garden Flipper. It had mixed reviews, but maybe you guys played it for yourselves and you have a different opinion. What do you think about it? How about Bedroom Flipper? Oh, that's included. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to the Tenants game. I'm just hoping it's good. I'm not sure if it's that detailed, but I'm hoping it has all the elements I'm looking for. One of the nerdy things that I like about the real estate is the calculations, you know, making spreadsheets and doing all these calculations of income and expenses, making sure you'll have positive cash flow by the end of everything you've computed. It's quite interesting, and it's a perfect match for me and Mrs. Clumsy, because I'm more into that, and Mrs. Clumsy is more with the actual like interaction with the respective parties, like the agent, the paperwork and whatnot. So I think it's a nice balance. ILS approach has just appeared. Are we nearby? 102 miles away. Okay. I guess we should plug in the information soon. So top of descent would be at 23:44, which is in 14 minutes from now, 14 minutes from now. I guess we could. Yeah, I guess we could plug it in. So let's go to approach phase, plug in the different values. Must be Keralis Creative. Oh yeah. Oh my goodness, that doesn't sound good for me. Creative juices non-existent on my end, but it would be a nice experience. We will see. Let's go and enter Romeo Papa Mike Delta. There we go. 30 degrees, 170 at 10. Let's have a look. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's bad weather, just cloudy. Perfect. Thank goodness. QNH is 1007. Temperature is 30. Winds are 170 at 10 knots. Decision height is should be here, 258 feet. And flaps full. Okay, that should work. Mrs. Clumsy may like their decorating part. I think, yeah, that's also one thing I will show her. So this long weekend, I'll show her the stuff, and maybe she'll like it. Is there multiplayer in House Flipper? That would have been nice. House Flipper base is good on its own. If you enjoy it, then later you will get Garden Flipper due to the, oh, my house looks so good, but look at that garden, yuck. Truck Flipper, that might be the Hulk. Might be a different flipping altogether. That thing where Boeing have yokes is deployable tray table for coffee and plate with food. Oh yeah, I saw that in the Flight Factor A320. This is actually movable, this thing, right? It's so space efficient. Personally, I like the yokes more, just because it looks so cool. But functionally, I think this makes a lot of sense, and also has a lot of leg room, right? You don't have to squeeze yourself in. Hey Rohan. Disaster party. Where? Glad you made it, man. How are you? Have you been hunting with Alex and Jack? I think they're rubbing off on you. That's the Singapore Airlines one we've seen a while ago. Restore factory settings. Do you have Windows 10 on your laptop? You might just be able to search it, Windows key, and then type factory or reset. Search there. The Windows search is getting smarter by the update. I usually don't look for anything anymore in the settings. I just Windows key and search directly. They are a bad influence. Yeah, I suggest that then. Speak for yourself. Too much bad influence from them, I can imagine. Have you started shooting arrows at guys who have their backs turned as well? Or maybe, I don't know, using the deer collar right beside their ear. Pro moves. Going to have ice cream, oh my goodness. Sounds like a good plan. I'm doing better. Voice is still not up to speed. A while ago in the beginning of the stream, had to clear my throat a couple of times, and it's still a, how do you say, dispensable resource at the moment. But no more fever. I was able to go to the gym last Monday. Although my entire body hurts right now because I haven't gone for 1 week, one whole week, and I don't know, the body just resets much faster as you get older. That's one motivation to keep on going to the gym. But yeah, you stopped Alex shooting arrows in the like now. You're the victim, right? You're the victim in this scenario. Yeah, we all believe that. You haven't gone for 3 months. Oh, you love it when you get back. Feels like a brand new you. Been bulking. That's what I hate about not going to the gym. When you go back, oh, it feels like the first time going to the gym ever. So now me and Mrs. Clumsy, when we wake up, it's like, ow, 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 ow. Even sitting down, it's like, feels like 8 years old sitting down. Like, ow, ow, my thighs. But yeah, as you get the hang of it again, it gets easier. Bulking pizza needs more disk space to reset. Oh goodness. Yeah, DOMS for the win. Delayed onset muscle soreness or something. Usually mine is like 2 days after gym, but if it's too much, I start to feel it even a day after. And yeah, I definitely felt it a day after, and now I'm feeling the full effects. Look at that. No headwind or tailwind whatsoever. It's like the wind is perfectly perpendicular. Oh, now we're something. Okay. Now we have a bit of, just a little bit of headwind. Or tailwind rather. The disaster party. Ah, I see. Yeah, I wish I can join. Tomorrow, Jack will be hunting. I might have to work before the stream though. Crappy workload at the moment. Makes you think why you're doing it in the first place. But yeah, sometimes it happens. There's the top of descent. Are we anywhere nearby? Yes, we are. I really like these charts. How they give you that amazing visual feel of where you are and where you will be flying. It even highlights the different altitude levels for the mountains. The darker the shade, the higher it is. Makes sense. Provided by Jeppesen. Whoa! Weather refresh. Just a sneak peek of what's below. Alex was appetizer for the lion. Don't trust any of them nowadays. I take it you guys were in Africa, huh? I still have nightmares about the puma which came out of nowhere back in South America. Was it South or Central America? That puma was like the perfect hunter. No sound whatsoever. I didn't even get to see it. I just saw its, like, I don't know, color. Didn't even see its face. That's the start of the arrival. I had your back. Oh yeah. least you had my tent. Can you see anything below? Not so much yet. Yes, everybody's back while filming. That's true. Yes, everybody's back, but with the target painted on them for arrow practice. Top of descent isn't 20 miles, but let me have a look how Pilot to ATC is seeing that. Top of descent is a bit later in from air traffic control, so I think we'll have to wait for that. We'll have to overshoot a bit our own top of descent here, but I guess that's pretty realistic in real life. The top of descent that the MCDU is computing will not always be the same as what air traffic control would give you, so you have to adjust. So we wait for ATC then. Can you change ammo on single player? Why? Doesn't it work for Rohan? Look at that guy. Made the loop. How fancy. At least it looks that way. Trailing gun won't change for him. Huh, interesting. Isn't it that just the reload key? Just hold the reload key? That's strange. Maybe Jack gave you a fake rifle. He did something wrong. Looks like it. Top of descent. Close by. And we didn't get that warning anymore for enter what was that? Enter arrival data or something, because we entered it already beforehand. Let me just double check that the weather is still consistent with what we have. 1007, 30 degrees, 170 at 10. Yeah, still the same. Good. He's also shooting blanks. Is that what you guys do? You ask him to take the shot, and then it just... Oh, you see the vertical profile there. You ask him to take the shot, and then you shoot it at the same time. So just so he feels that he shot something. Decelerate. I will have to miss it. We'll have to wait for ATC. I hope we can catch up. Not exactly sure how this would work. We can request it, but I'd want to wait for ATC to actually give us something. That should be less than 5 miles from now. Shouldn't be long before they tell us to do something. I hope. You haven't got your key presses set to repeat, have you? Ah, that might be a thing. That could be possible. And we are not given anything. Wow. Top of descent, you've already crossed it. Clumsy 168 request en route descent. And ATC has gone bye-bye. Does not respond to me anymore. Let me switch to departure. I don't know. No, it's not there anymore. Frequency, let's switch over to Mactan Center. They didn't even pass us by. Clumsy 168 at flight level 370.
Yeah, we have some up for knowing
Clumsy 168, good morning. Radar contact. Clumsy 168, descend and
There we go.
maintain flight level 280.
the right report 335 meters.
Descend and maintain flight level 280, Clumsy 168.
For now, 310 we'll
Okay, hope we can catch up. GeoGuessr. I'm very bad at geography. I'm not sure it would work for me.
Clumsy 168, you have traffic at 11 o'clock 4
Landing
miles and flight
skills.
level 370.
Traffic, traffic,
Ah,
traffic, traffic, traffic,
traffic inside Clumsy 168.
traffic, 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 traffic.
It's actually the first time that I'm getting descent instructions from ATC. Usually they just ask me to descend via the star. That's interesting. Where can we see the vertical deviation? Yeah, 4,700. Too high, but we are closing in. Yeah, we're getting there. I think shouldn't be bad. We are catching up to the vertical profile. What do you mean repeat, Rohan? Okay, I see now. The Jack's sentence. Yeah, maybe you have some keyboard settings. Maybe you can try mapping it to your mouse. Mapping the reload key to your mouse just to see if it would work then. Maybe the keyboard has something funny, but the mouse shouldn't. Should be slowing down by the time we hit Remar. Is there a speed restriction? 250 knots, 230 knots actually. Yeah, that's fine. Throttles are at idle. Everything looks good so far. Just keep it that way, please. Now we do have a bit of crosswind when we land. Runway is 23, heading is 230, but winds are at 170. It's like 60 degrees off. So I'm not sure how to handle that. We'll see. I've never been good at crosswind landings, but we'll try what we can do. A few clouds here and there. Let's see if that will be enough to trigger the ECAM warning. You can also change it to big hammer. Yeah, the middle mouse button might be a good thing. Let me see. The ILS has I India Delta Victor Oscar. Yeah, we are already tracking the ILS. That's good. We're almost at flight level 280.
Clumsy 168, descend and maintain flight level 190.
Descend and maintain flight level 190. Clumsy 168. Look at those beautiful clouds. Goodness. I think overall 11.35, the new update, gave a bit of performance boost, so it's not that as much as laggy anymore, even though it still sucks for me because Ryzen 1600 is I think one of the worst CPUs you can get for X-Plane, but not too bad. We're still able to run it decently, just not greatly. We can work with that. VDev, yeah, catching up. Shouldn't be a problem. Let's see if we have constraints. No constraints yet. How about nearby airports? Yes, we do. In one of my flights, I had this entire display get broken, so the PFD switched over to here. Like, I think it became like this, and this was just blank. And then some of the radios weren't working. It's interesting, the different failures that could happen. And then there was a problem with what was it? The fuel tanks. I think I was streaming at that time, but when I was flying offline, what was one of the failures I got? I can't remember which one. But yeah, it was popping up here, that failure. We're still catching up? Yes, we are. Good. How's the fuel flow? Fuel should be minimal. Fuel consumption should be minimal. Yeah, 2 kilograms per minute. We're basically almost just gliding as we descended. There's the start of the constraint. 4,000 above. 27 below. Yeah, that's a bit far from where we are at the moment. Let's turn on terrain on the co-pilot side. We should actually maybe switch on the seatbelt signs again. Rohan always has some weird issues. There are some other people who have it. You're just the unlucky one. Yeah, you're the opposite of Jay. Jay never has any issues. I think you got all of them. You're that kind. You absorbed all the issues, so Jay could have a smooth gameplay. There we go. That's beautiful. Vertical deviation is still way down there, but yeah, that's pretty close now. He even gave you a sparkly star. A star, alright, yeah. I saw that. Oh my goodness, there it is. Cloudy weather. Hopefully that's just cloudy. I don't think there is anything on the weather radar. Okay, that's good.
168 QNH is 1007 at Vanpoy International. Descend and maintain 10,000 feet.
QNH is 1007, descend and maintain 10,000 feet. Clumsy 168. 1007, okay. That's good. Almost there, look at that, that's beautiful. And it didn't even feel like we were rushing the descent. It's nice. They're upset that you don't join the disaster party, Jay. You don't give stars, you take them. Oh my goodness, I can already imagine all the disasters happening. Didn't even need speed brakes. Yeah, the TOLIS implementation, the autopilot is super smart. The VNAV is just amazing. It's perfectly automated. Those seem to be getting pretty close though, but I think we're good. If I look at the chart here, yeah, those are the ones here. Those should be around 8,000 feet. Yeah, we should be okay. $150 gig to YouTube. So you're the one clogging up YouTube servers. There we go. That magenta line is almost in line. Perfect. There we go. That's amazing. It's interesting though, is the VDEV is not consistent with that magenta line. I'm not sure if that is expected like that. Strange. Oh, there we are. Now it's updating. We're a bit low. But it shouldn't be going away from us too much. CQP is 15. Ah, that's why. Yeah, I'm using 25. I didn't notice much difference on my videos, so yeah, I don't want to stress my hard drives that much. Let's have a look at the constraints here. 4,000 above, 2,000 below, and looks like we are planned to level off for just a little bit before descending again. That's a bit interesting because look at that. Oh, no, it's fine. That's Davao already. That's the airport already. I think I have to zoom in a bit so we get more detail in there. That is the start of the approach phase right there. CBR is good for streaming, but for recording it's much more optimal to use CQP. So it adjusts based on the amount of activity in the video. So it's a bit more optimized in terms of file size and the bitrate, the quality. Do you guys see the airport already? It should be like 40 miles away from it. I don't think it's being rendered just yet. How do you use Steam codes? Go to library. Hit the plus sign on the lower left of the screen. And there is a activate product code there, something like that. These are not ortho photos, but they're not half bad.
Clumsy 168 descend and maintain 3,000 feet.
Descend and maintain 3,000 feet, Clumsy 168. Yeah, this is the first flight I've had with Pilot to ATC where they actually guided me step by step through the descent. Normally they just say follow the yada yada arrival all the way to 2,000 feet. And here we level off. Because we are slowing down to 250 knots. And once we are slowed down, then we continue our descent, I guess. Should. And one is climbing though. There we go. Now we're continuing our descent again. Nice. Landing lights on. At around 10 miles away from the airport, I will be setting flaps, starting to set up for landing.
Clumsy 168, contact Davo, approach on 122.4.
Dava.
Have a good morning.
Approach on 122.4, Clumsy 168. Love it, Dava. Approach Clumsy 168, descending 3,000 feet.
Clumsy 168, good morning. Radar contact.
It's a pretty significant headwind. 40 knots. Well, it's like 16, 17 knots. Less ground speed for us. You don't have room to... What? To download. Ah, I see. Is that autocorrect at work? $4,000 above. That's a bit interesting. So that's a bit more abrupt descent there. I guess because of the mountains nearby. Can't go lower too much. But yeah, based on the terrain, we shouldn't have any mountains nearby anyway. Yeah, let's leave it. Leave it as is. Max 230 knots. Switching over to approach. Congrats. Temperature outside 22 degrees. No problem with icing in this case anymore. Too low. What I'm looking for is that sign where we will be at when we hit 3,000 feet. I'm not sure. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see later. And we'll see what air traffic control gives us. If celebration belonged in a... I didn't get that. Oh, that's simply UTC, this one. I thought it was a timer of some sort. This is just UTC, a duplicate of that timer we have over there. That clock, rather. Do we see the airport? We should start seeing it soon. Maybe beyond the clouds. Gaming laptop or a Seagate hard drive? Oh, tough. Are you usually out of the house? So you'll need the laptop? Descent should be triggered soon. If I go to perf, we're still in descent mode. Once we hit that D, that should activate approach phase automatically, I think. So that would slow us down significantly. We're at speed now. There we go, approach phase has started. We are sticking to 4,000. Although I'm not sure in this case if ATC gives us the command to lower to 3,000, to descend to 3,000, that I think that means we could ignore the normal altitude restrictions, right? But anyway, almost here. Fine. Very low clouds. I think that should be good enough. I just don't want you to have a PC, but a laptop they're fine with.
Clumsy 168 descend and maintain 2,000 feet.
Descend and maintain 2,000 feet, Clumsy 168. I hope they switch us over to tower soon. But now I think I can actually start with flaps 1.
Clumsy 168 contact tower on 118.1. Have a good one.
Tower on 118.1, Clumsy 168. Have a good one.
Clumsy 168 contact tower on 118.1. Have a good one.
Never mind. Tower Clumsy 168 inbound for ILS 23.
2,500.
Clumsy 168, good morning. Radar contact.
There we go.
2,000.
That should slow us down. Perfect. That would allow us to lower landing gear. Flaps 2. Speed brakes. Armed. Armed. That doesn't arm. Why doesn't that arm? There we go. Speed brakes armed. Cabin is alerted. And flaps full. That's flaps full already. Nice. Alright. And let's turn on approach. There we go. We have the glide slope. Clumsy 168 established on ILS runway 23.
Clumsy 168 winds are 170 at 10 knots, cleared to land runway 23.
Clear to land runway 23, Clumsy 168. Oh, that seems pretty bumpy. That looks dangerous. I'm scared. Winds are variable. It looks like. Right now it's 203. Yeah, we'll see. Is this a good time to jump out? That would be the best time to jump out before we actually land. Good luck. Oh, so you can hide it easily. I won't recommend the laptop then. Lights. Uh-huh. From here, we're on our own. Start using our feelings. Oof. I have to move to the left more. Fuck.
Glide
Bit too
slow.
low. I know. Oh crap, I'm too
Glide
too
slow.
low. That's fine, we'll make it.
400.
Glide slow.
Don't worry,
100 above.
we'll get there. We will get there.
Glide
There you
slow.
go. There's the glide slope.
300. Minimum.
Land. Oh, now we're too high.
One hundred.
Sink rate. Sink rate.
Retard. 10. 5.
Bit hard. That's a bit hard. My bad.
Clumsy 168 exit runway when able.
Blame the glide slope. Oh crap, I don't actually have any auto brakes. This is bad, guys. No, we can do it. We'll maybe just manage just in time at the end of the runway. That's something I missed. And that I don't think was in the list here. Oh well. Pedals. Yeah. Auto brake was not set up. Jack has fallen out. I never have good landings in this plane. Oh crap, not slowing down at all. Oh, actually, it's not possible to turn off here. So looks like we'll have to backtrack. My bad. Okay, fine. The roll of shame. You have terrors of your back. I never quite got used to landing with this plane. I'm not sure why. It just feels different. Or maybe I just don't fly enough with this plane. Not like in the 737 where I used to fly night and day. I can turn that off now. Don't need the speed brakes anymore. Mudrunner Aviation Edition, that's the one. Two, 3 left. Was that not a usual spot for landing? Usual runway. How hot are the brakes? 270 degrees and getting hotter. Let's turn on the fan for the brakes. There we go.
Japan 2401, come left, strike up to Taiwan, tying Napman to base, hold the forward club now. And then, Taiwan, Napman base, Japan 2401.
Clear of active, Clumsy 168.
Clumsy 168, welcome to Bangkok International. There is no ground control at this airport. Let us know if you need taxi instructions.
Oh, nice. Clumsy 168, request taxi to the gate.
Clumsy 168, sorry. No gate available at this airport.
No gate available. Okay, everybody, you can just hop off now. Yeah, we can still play a bit of House Flipper, I guess. I don't know, just a little bit of sneak peek for tomorrow. We'll see. Let's just line up here because I want to test the auto gate. I think it works. Best airport ever. I think they didn't quite like my landing. Let's turn off the weather radar. Yeah, this one looks good. Let's go through here. Yeah, there's a gate right here. Who are you reserving this to? Oi! Can still fire arrows from here. Caught red-handed. There's the guy waving all around. That looks pretty cool, right? There he is. Getting his arms closer and closer. I haven't started the APU yet. There we go. Parking brake. Now the thing is, APU isn't ready yet, so we'll have to wait a bit, but I guess we should be able to turn off the beacon already. Well, I think it kind of depends on the engines. Let's wait for it. Alright, that's true. The Automashef. Very interesting concept there. I don't personally like the concept of having automated food prepared, but if I'm not going to eat it anyway, why not? APU is good, yes. Let's turn off the engines. There we go. There it is. Chuchel. Caught a fish this big. Yeah, we just stole a gate. We'll be out and about in no time before the reserved guy comes in here. Nice. Good. Alright. Let's have a look at that beautiful landing. No, actually, you know what? Let's not. It'll just embarrass me more. Let's leave it like that. So maybe it will fade from everyone's memories eventually. And maybe you guys will live through the soreness. Is the fan working? It doesn't seem like the fan is working. Still 340 degrees. Goodness. Anyway, alright. Let us leave it there, guys, for this recording. Thank you for hanging out with me. That's it for X-Plane. Hope you enjoyed. Catch you in the next one. Really loving the update. Makes this an even better plane than it already is. Alright guys, for those on the stream, hang out for a sec. I will be right back. For everyone else watching this on YouTube, have a good one. Clumsy flying. Bye bye.